Hi, my name is Stacy Kingery, and I am going to be teaching you about beginning reading strategies to help support your child or your student in the reading process. So let's begin. So rhyming words are really important. A lot of studies have shown in more recent years that students who have acquired the understanding of a rhyming word have higher abilities to read and comprehend words they don't know. Something kind of interesting, so I wanted to start with that. So before a student can start reading fluently, um, it's really beneficial for them to have a basic level of phonological awareness. Phonological awareness teaches the units of sound that make up words. So that's why it's so important to start this with your students. It's never too late, but I even say when you're in the car and you have a 2-year-old, start playing the rhyme game. So it just helps, or even just sing songs that rhyme, sing nursery rhymes, or say them in the car, and they will start hearing those sounds, which will tune their hearing to be able to pick up this rhythm and repetition at an earlier age. So phonemic awareness helps students to read and write because they're understanding the units of sound that make up the words. So hearing rhymes at an early age helps students to develop that rhythm and repetition, which supports early literacy skills. Rhyming is also important for brain development. It helps to teach language, improve memory, concentration, spatial intelligence, and thinking skills. So a lot of studies have been completed over the last, I would say, 10 or 15 years. And this is a critical concept that more and more studies have shown that have been a huge benefit for reading. So how do you teach rhyming? The first thing I would say is read picture books together. Emphasize the rhyming words. You don't need to tell your child or your student that you are rhyming. Just make sure that you're putting a little more emphasis on those words so that we know they're hearing and picking up those words together. Play a game in the car. What word rhymes with sit? This is a helpful way it's really helpful to play with 3 or more people, but it's okay to do that with 2 people. The reason why I say it's helpful when you start at least to do the rhymes with 3 people is because the first person will say, what rhymes with sit? And then the second person will say kit. And then we're looking for the child to be able to say something that has that rhyme. If they don't rhyme, that's okay. Go ahead and move to the next word. And then when they do rhyme, praise, yay, great job, or put a sticker someplace if you're at home, things that way. You will find your child's going to start picking up on rhyming words after they start hearing you do it in the home. They'll start picking up on some of those words even on the TV or in a book. Okay, again, everything with learning takes time. Don't expect your child to pick it up on day 1 or day 2. It's repetition to understand the patterns that they're hearing. So this is a concept that they have to develop. Teaching the alphabet. This is one that I know there's a lot of different studies out there. The biggest thing for me is that it's not as important for the reader to understand the name of the letter as it is for them to understand the sound the letter makes. So I'll kind of do some demonstrations here in the next couple slides. When learning letter and letter sounds, I personally like to use the Fundations alphabet. And I will share that with you here momentarily. Fundations will pair the letter with a word as well as a sound. So what you're going to see is if a student gets stuck and can't figure out how to sound a word out, they will start going back and they'll remember and repeat to themselves something that they would see or that memory piece from the Fundations alphabet. So I'll demonstrate that here in a few minutes. Fundations not only has has the alphabet, but they also have ways to teach welded sounds and digraphs, which are 2 letters representing 1 sound. You don't have to purchase the Fundations program to use the basic foundation skills. And I wouldn't invest in the Fundations program unless you have several students at home that you're going to be learning with. It's a lot of materials, and you can really be getting a lot of the materials right off the internet. Okay, so with Fundations, repetition is key. So I'm going to demonstrate by what the Fundations alphabet practice looks like. I did put a link to the page that I put the alphabet together. You can definitely go out on YouTube and find any Fundations alphabet. Some of them go pretty fast, so that's why I actually did my own, is because I wanted it to slow down for processing time, thinking time. I wanted the student to repeat after me, so that way they were also demonstrating their understanding of the letter and the letter sounds. So let me pull this up. And I've got to turn on the sound so you guys can hear my computer. So hang on 1 second. Okay, so I guess the way I have the recording set up, I'm not able to let you guys listen to the computer sound. So I'm going to go ahead and just demonstrate what this would look like. So we are going to go into our alphabet. A, apple, ah. And then you pause and have the child repeat after you. You could do each letter twice. I usually just do once, and then I ask that the students are looking at this and completing the Fundations warm-up at least once a day. Okay. B, bat, ba. C, cat. So you get the idea. We also have welded sounds. So I highly advise you not to teach or introduce welded or digraph sounds until the alphabet has been mastered. So you can look in here. We also have the welded sounds, and how you would read these is A-L-L, ball, all. A-M, ham, am. A-N, fan, an. So what you're going to see is when students start reading and they can't remember how to say something, they might go, oh yeah, A-N, an, A-N, fan, an. That's how you're going to start seeing them put these words together. Even if this isn't in front of them, they're going to start recognizing that these words or these letters are welded together, and this is the sound that they make. Okay? And then we're going to look one more, which is the digraphs. You can find all these videos on my YouTube page. You can also find them out on YouTube. But on my YouTube page, I do go quite a bit slower than most videos, just because the majority of my kiddos are brand new with the learning process. So I do like to go slow. So these are two-letter words that are together but make one sound. So you'd read it the same type of way. W-H, whistle, w. C-H, chin, ch. S-H, ship, sh. Okay? And then you just pause, and so that way they would have the time to repeat after you. Okay. Let's go back to our PowerPoint. The basic reading skills is you always want to start less is more, right? So think about letters that go together that you can sound out. So you first want to start helping your student to learn how to read CB words, which are consonant vowel words. And then you'd move to consonant vowel consonant words so they can be easily sounded out using that alphabet. You can also incorporate sight words. You can do this at the same time. You don't have to master the alphabet before you incorporate sight words. My favorite sight words to use are Dolch, Fry, and Edmark Reading. All the words can be found online for free. You don't have to purchase anything. These word lists are all about using high frequency words that are common in the English language, which will encourage fluency. Once you have the base of at least 3 sight words, you can start to form sentences using these words. That'll help that fluency piece, build the reader's confidence, and help them to, every time another word is added, obviously the sentences are getting a little bit bigger. And then you could have the students copy the sentences that they're reading or learning to help support the writing process as well. So sight word reading, let's start. You can start teaching students how to read sentences once they have memorized the first couple words on any list. Repetition is the best way of learning sight words. My favorite way is an old-fashioned, let's use flashcards. Match the flashcard picture, if at all possible, with a picture, okay? So I'll demonstrate that here in a minute as well. So I'm going to use the Edmark Reading Program sight word list. That's probably my favorite word list. And I love the program itself. Definitely worth investing in if you have students who are sight word readers. So the first sight words on Edmark are horse, a, car, yellow, and C. So as soon as students have learned even the first 4, even 3 letters or words, they can start building sentences. So let's take a look at how we can encourage sentence reading and fluency as well as comprehension. So point to the picture that best describes and represents the sentence. See a yellow car. Well, you can tell there are 3 cars. Which one is yellow? So we are learning and comprehending not only the words, but now we're actually integrating those words that are descriptive. So they're learning adjectives, right? They're learning the color yellow. You can even have a picture of somebody either pointing to their eyes or demonstrating see with their hands and their eyes. So there's a lot you can definitely use different colors to demonstrate the yellow color for comprehension. And then obviously you can do the same thing. You could do car and then have maybe 1 car, a horse, and a ball or something, and ask them to read the word or place the picture of the word on or point to the object that correlates with the word. CV and CVC words are great ways to add if they've been able to master that alphabet with the sounds. They're a great way to add words to their vocabulary when they read. It's an easier way for them to sound words out. You'll see a lot of the preschool books or early literacy books will use a lot of high frequency and CVC words. So I always say start with the 2-letter words, it, at, hi, go. They're words that sound like they're letters that are blended together. So I always have them tap the word out. So it, and then blend it, at. So, and you can do that with the CVC words as well. At, cat. At, bat. There are a lot of free resources online to support CV and CVC word reading as well as writing. So the beauty of this is as students are learning how to read these CV and CVC words, they also should be able to write it because they're sounding it out as they read the word. They're also going to be sounding it out as they write it. So I hope that helps you at least get started. I will continue posting videos to help you introduce different concepts and just see what works for you and your family. And if you have any questions or need some support, go ahead and send me a message and I'd be happy to do that. Thank you.